Hey everyone, my name is Nev Naji and I'm the director of Reflections Unheard, Black Women in Civil Rights. The Civil Rights Movement is largely known as an era in which both blacks and women fought for equal rights in the Black Power and feminist movements. However, these movements fought against racism and sexism as separate entities, hence leaving behind the millions of black women who both fought in these movements and who experienced the intersections of race, class, and gender discrimination altogether. Reflections Unheard provides the many stories of black women that have been largely ignored and undervalued throughout history up to this point, and it provides a context in which we can look at the issues of race and gender today.
I used to dream militant dreams of taking over America to show these white folks how it should be done. I used to dream radical dreams of blowing everyone away with my perceptive powers of correct analysis. I even used to think I'd be the one to stop the riot and negotiate the peace. Then I awoke and dug that if I dreamed natural dreams of being a natural woman, doing what a woman does when she is natural, I would have a revolution.
There's two things I'm always mistaken for, an Afrocentric and a black nationalist, because I deeply espouse so much of both, but I'm a womanist. I am not able to completely embrace black nationalism because it is so so male identified. The leaders of them, many of them, if you name one, I know him personally. My thing is that we are half of God. If there is a God, then men are one half and we're the other half. And we cannot have a situation where we're basically going to have this utopian society where now blackness is the thing, but we are going to be in the mule position still. That is what I cannot accept about black nationalism. They still want us to be this mule who is at their beck and call, their command.
The only way the problem can be solved, first, the white man and the black man have to be able to sit down at the same table. The white man has to feel free to speak his mind without hurting the feelings of that Negro. And the so-called Negro has to feel free to speak his mind without hurting the feelings of the white man. Then they can bring the issues that are under the rug out on top of the table and take an intelligent approach to get the problem solved. That's the only way that they'll ever do it.
Plan to teach the people the strategy and the necessary tools to liberate themselves.
No more brothers in jail. Off the pig. The pigs are gonna catch hell. Off the pig. No more brothers in jail. Off the pig. Pigs are gonna catch hell.
You know, the struggle between men and women for people of African descent who were formerly slaves, whose ancestors were slaves, cannot be the same struggles as the feminist movement. I think that the conflict between Black Panther women and the feminist movement in general, the white feminist movement, were a reflection of the conflict between the classes of women.
The fact is, in 1976, 60% of black youth could not find a job. And you talk about black women. Hey.
Women want to be productive citizens. Women particularly who have to take care of their families. They don't want public assistance. They want to be able to go out and work, be able to pay their taxes so that they can be considered productive citizens. But if you don't have child care centers, you have all of these women who have to support their families going back on the public assistance rolls. Thousands of women in America are not working because of the need for additional luxuries. They're working because it's a necessity. And if we believe in our children, and we want to give our children the best, since we say we're a child-oriented society, we should develop the kind of national child care centers in this country that's desperately needed.
I don't know that I've ever faced discrimination as a woman as yet. And I think that's because the racial situation in America makes most black women face discrimination as black.
I don't think that the movement is as relevant to the needs of poor women and minority women as it should be, probably because the movement is mostly composed of middle-class women who are naturally concerned with the issues that affect their lives.
I mean, when we look at the history of slavery, we have a whole situation where no one cared if you were a woman or not. You had to get out into the field. Or after freedom, no one cared whether you were a woman or not. You had to work to support your family. So black women, that's one of the problems that Women's Lib has, I think, in relating to the black woman. They look at themselves as women, but we've had to look at ourselves as black.
Equality for us is not even, we're not even there yet on things like man-woman treatment. We're on just being considered a woman in many women's cases. Now, some people watching this interview will say, well, she's very attractive, or will think, some may not, but I'm saying they will say, why is she complaining? She looks good. But that's not my job. My job is to speak on behalf of all black women who I feel, when they bring up a term like black women, that includes a wide range of women who don't have the looks or the whatever that it's accessible to be heard, to have power. And Americans often are not honest about that so much of a woman's power in America, no matter where you go, even in a feminist movement, has to do with how you look and are presented and, you know, all these different things. And I find going around the country dealing with black women is that many times black women are, like I just said, not even considered women by certain people who have power. So they're not looking to have you be in that panel with them. They're not looking to have a place for you, per se. They want to, a lot of people think that feeling sorry for us is justice. You know, I have a lot of women that I argue with who I'm like, no, you feel sorry for black women and you think that's enough. You're not offering us to come into the door and actually be a competitor, and black women should be, because we are women.
So for the past year, I've been working on this film all by myself. I've been the director, I've been the editor, I've been the researcher, I've been the filmographer, I've been doing everything. And on top of that, I'm also a film student. This film is not for my studies, it is outside of my curriculum, but I have been able to use the school's resources to get as far as I've come today. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that anymore because in a few months' time I'll be graduating, and I'll definitely need funds to get my own equipment, to get a crew on board, to increase the production value, and to pay for stock footage and licensing fees. Your participation and contribution is absolutely crucial to the success of this film. To be honest, it is not easy for women to find funding for films about women, and it's especially not easy for black women to find funding that is through grants and other formal modes. So creative means such as Indiegogo really help. And so it's crucial for me to find supporters, to spread the word. You guys can help by spreading the word, and to get donations through this medium. So your contributions will be greatly appreciated. I will keep you all updated, and in turn I promise to continue putting my heart and soul into this project. Thank you so much. Bye bye.